Good morning. I was going to announce this last night, and dummy me, I didn't forgot about it. Burying my head in the sand. Like I said, plus I've been getting some writing done on Chapter 6 of Murder on the Shitani. I already told everybody, next play, I'm just going to sit down and write the whole thing out. And then I'll hand it to you in chapters. That way we can get it done quicker. I know a lot of people's like, it's taking you a year. And I'm like, yeah, but the thing is, we had COVID going on, we had other things going on, and, it's I was depressed as hell there for a while, and it's like, oh man, I know it's saying zero, but that's because my fault. Like I said, I forgot to announce it last night. Thanks to some brilliant renegotiation, we now have a new internet package for the mobile. In other words, my wife did something brilliant, but hey, it happens every now and then. Well, it happens most of the time. Chances are, if a man's claiming something he did was brilliant, his wife probably did it. I'm not kidding. Sometimes you got to admit these things because I think it's because if it wasn't for the lady folks of the species, we'd still be looking for our clubs in the morning, And I'm not talking about the golf clubs. I'm talking about the ones we used to go out and beat the antelope or whatever creature was going to feed the cave that day. Well, all right. Now my next step will probably be a new phone. That'll be hopefully sometime in the future because goodness gracious, this one's getting on a bit. All right, my good. I'm not. I actually caught. No, just before we go into a little bit of doctor nonsense, I actually caught some of the Johnny Depp trial that's going on, that lawsuit and all that. I'm like, this guy should get hazard pay. I'm not kidding. This is ridiculous. I'm not kidding. It's just some of the things. I thought I had it bad in my first marriage. Oh my God. It's like, yeah, sure, Amber Heard's hot, but I'm not kidding. It was like he was married to Satan. And I'm not talking the kindly good trying to reform himself Tom Ellis Satan. I'm talking it was like, Damien the Omen type Satan. We're talking exorcist type Satan. Oh man, I feel sorry for this guy just hearing half the stuff that he went through. All right, so yeah, there probably won't be a lot of folks here this morning, but I just want to let you know, yeah, we're back for now. I caught some of that. Oh, okay, so let's get on with it. All right, Doctor Who wise, there's been a lot of speculation since the trailer came out. The little teaser. Are you kidding? It's just you'd put up with Amber Heard. I wouldn't. I don't care how hot she is. All right. Okay, one more thing on the Amber Heard thing. Someone said, they'd put it. Johnny Depp doesn't have to put up with that. And it seems like every instance where she's claiming this happened, that happened, they're both admitting, you know, that he turned around and will leave the room while she's beating the shit out of him. But speaking of that, I don't care how hot you are. If I come home one morning and find that because you were angry at me, you took a dump all over my side of the bed, your ass is moving out that night. I'm not kidding. I couldn't believe that when I saw it. I was like, oh, but okay, let's get off the Depp trial. Let's get on the Doctor Who. All right. A lot of speculation running wild and crazy like that lately because of the regeneration thing, and I'm dying laughing because, of course, the naysayers have crawled out of their holes because of the low ratings on Legend of the Sea Devils. All right. And I'm dying laughing how Yeah, I love that. Fan wank. If a past companion returns, it's being done out of nostalgia or it's being called wank. Um, Folks, then how come it was okay for Sarah Jane to come back in 2007? How come it was okay for her to return over and over again through various specials? Yet we have two other companions. Folks, there's a buttload of other companions that we haven't touched on that a lot of people have been going, how come they don't show up? School Reunion was a massive rating success, as well as the return of Sarah Jane and the Sarah Jane Adventures spin-off series, which, by the way, went almost 5 seasons, and sadly, the only reason it didn't go through the full 5th season was because Liz Sladen passed away. It would have been through Series 5 and probably beyond. You know, unlike Class, which a lot of people were holding up as this great Emerald when, oh God, it was just, I'm not even going to go into what it was. It could have been so much better, and then bam, it just, ugh. But all right, so a lot of speculation going on about that, about the special and all that. It's like, some of the things I'm hearing are good, some of the things I'm hearing are bad. Yeah, I don't know what the hell Ashad's doing there. That's one big question that I'm still pondering, because Ashad got shrank. Ashad got turned and got the death particle fired by that, well, what's his name, the general guy. And Ashad took out Gallifrey. And I'm dying laughing because everybody suddenly, Gallifrey is like this, you know, endangered species animal that they want to preserve. And I'm like, folks, we lived without Gallifrey for how many years? And in the RTD era, the one time they popped back up is because they were trying to find a nifty way to escape the Time War. And then, guess what? It didn't work. But I'm hoping this special is going to be longer. I'm waiting to hear something definite, because every time the BBC say feature length, it seems like anything more than like 60 to 65 minutes now is feature length. And that's funny. When I was a kid, feature length meant a minimum of 90 minutes. It wasn't no, oh, look, it's just over an hour. It's feature length. Goodness gracious. But yeah, a lot of speculation going on about the quote-unquote regeneration. And here's the thing, it may happen. So you may want to strap yourselves in. One of the big things that was going around for a long time was Jodie's going to start to regenerate, and then that's all you're going to see. Because when they filmed all that, the 14th Doctor and all that was well away from being hired. You got to remember, the regen scene was shot back in October of last year. Matter of fact, Wrap Day, you know, if you haven't heard this a billion times by now, was October 13th of last year. Which is why I died laughing this week, because once again, you had one of the grand know-it-alls out there screaming, when are they gonna get rid of Chibnall and Whittaker? And I got a bunch of likes because I simply said, Chibnall and Whittaker are already gone. They wrapped filming October of last year. Keep up. But I'm like, come on, you got one more special, and then you're going to get, all these guys, a lot of them, are going to get their beautiful wet dream fantasy that they've wanted. They're going to get RTD back in charge with Julie Gardner, a huger budget. They're going to have bidets in the toilets, and it's going to be, you know. Speaking about wank, but yeah, you may want to get used to that idea. You know, there's a strong possibility you're going to see the beginning of their regeneration, but probably maybe not the end result of it, because I have no idea how they're going to resolve that. But again, at the same time, I think Ray Holman and a couple of others have dropped the bomb that it's going to probably be November, if not late October, probably November, before we see the 100th anniversary of the BBC special. Because whenever I call it the centenary special, there's a group of people out there. I don't know if they're simple. I don't know if they're just don't seem to get the fact that I'm not referring to the 100th anniversary of Doctor Who. And like I said before, if Whittaker and Chibnall were doing this god awful, terrible job that half these idiots on the internet have been saying, then how come they were at commission to do a centenary special? How come they let Series 13 even be filmed, or Flux, as we call it? They could have easily said COVID and then walked away. But no, they went out of their way to at least get you 6 episodes, which didn't have to be made. Look at how many times they passed over Doctor Who in the past for half seasons and entire years off. Look at what they did to Capaldi. You know, with that whole Series 10 thing. It's like, oh, we're just going to put it off a year. All right, is it October? November? December? I don't know. There was a couple tweets where they seemed to let it slip that it's going to be November. But like I said, I'm sitting back to wait till I have a definitive date before I go crazy. All right. Well, it's going on 5:30. Maybe I can give you a couple more minutes here. Like I said, the parking lot is back for now. We're on a new data plan as of yesterday. It was just, you know, some of the internet plans that are out there for phones are silly. And I'm like, I don't really use mine that much, you know, other than, hell, I think I use this thing more as a video recorder, camera, and audio book player than I ever have as a phone. It just, I don't see the appeal in it. You know, everybody, you know, I'm not kidding. I watch people sit here, they got to recharge their phones 2 or 3 times a day. And I'm like, I usually charge mine once, and it's good for the whole day until I get home. And I'm sure I'll keep a charger with me just in case, but I'm like, are you really using that thing that much? Oh, man. Or I'll see people doing, you know, the routine where they got their, you know, hands-free earpiece and they're yappity, 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 yappity all day. And I'm like, I just listen to a book. But so, okay, so far, like I said, we know Ace and Tegan are back. You know, that's confirmed now. There's a lot of people go, well, they've shown everything in that teaser. They showed you a teaser, not even a full-length trailer. Because I think there's an awful lot more going on with that centenary special than what they're letting out. Because some of the things you and I have seen and heard that went on during the filming of that special doesn't add up to everything, you know, the little bit you've seen that they've thrown you. Now what they've done is they've given you a little taste. You know, that's all they've done. They whet your appetite. But like I said, the funniest part is, and this is what's made me die laughing, one more special and the whole Whittaker Chibnall thing is over. Technically it was over back in October of last year. Yet you're going to sit here for the next few months and listen to these guys complain about how low the viewing figures were on Legend of the Sea Devils, how bad it was. And it's like, folks, it's obvious as hell. They edited the shit out of Legend of the Sea Devils. You can tell where all the bad cuts were made and all that to try to get it down into a certain time frame. Oh, God, please. Mrs. Brown's Boys. I haven't heard a good thing about it. Has anyone actually watched that? I keep hearing about it all the time. I know about Call the Midwife, but I've never watched it, so I don't know. Well, folks, it's getting to be about that time. So please spread the word. Let the universe know that the parking lot is back. And I'll try to put out a video out this afternoon talking about, yeah, the parking lot is back and all that. So that way everybody, you know, knows when we can hop back on. I am working tomorrow, so there will be another parking lot session more than likely tomorrow morning. Until they unless they cancel it, but I highly doubt they're gonna, because they're holding on to that dream that they can walk us to death and maintain a functional schedule. Oh, God. So please take care of yourselves and each other. Be kind, be calm, be safe. And we'll hopefully see you all in the future. Please take care. Have a good one. Be kind, folks.